Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to this week's episode of Maconomics. I'm your host, Ross Mack, and I'm here to try to help you get to the bag. Dig this, man. We got an amazing episode because we're talking about the black dollar, the power of the black dollar, and why black wealth matters. At the end of the day, man, we talking about the dollar that's in your pocket. So you got to ask yourself, what exactly are you doing with it? And more importantly, how are you spending that dollar? Are you supporting people that look like you? Because the statistics are going to show that the dollar is going to leave the black community in less than 6 hours. Listen to that. That's crazy because in the Asian community, the dollar's going to stay in there for about 28 days. In the Jewish community, it's going to stay in there for about 19 days and about 17 days in the white community. That's problematic, man, because the black buying power is over $1 trillion. But only 2% of that, only 2 cents on the dollar is actually being reinvested back into black-owned businesses. So for me, man, this episode is about how can we learn from the past to figure out better ways to move forward as a community. So we really need to figure out how to remake that, right? And the best way to do it is to actually look back at the history, right? And I think you guys all may have heard about Black Wall Street, but understand how it came about. Over 100 years ago, there was a gentleman who was a GOAT by the name of O.W. Gurley. He came across a plot of land outside of Tulsa, Oklahoma, in a small town called Greenwood, and he was like, look, I'm gonna develop this land and I'm only selling businesses and land to people that look just like me. Over years, man, they built over 600 businesses. I'm talking grocery stores, churches, movie theaters, you name it, barbershops, clothing stores, the list goes on. But the reality is that back then, a dollar would circulate and stay in that community for over a year. Group economics is something that we need to think about and embody to move forward. Because think about it, man. The racial wealth gap in this country is ridiculous, and guess what? It's only getting worse. But in addition to that, the black spending habits is also getting worse. According to Nielsen stats, blacks are 20% more likely than the total population to say they will pay extra for a product that is consistent with the image that they want to convey. In addition, we are also more likely to say we shop at high-end stores. But now let me actually tell you why that's a problem. Black people, we make up 14% of the population, but yet when it comes to our spending habits, we're disproportionately outspending other groups when it comes to certain categories. Check this out. So when it comes to women's fragrances, black people make up 22% of all the women's fragrances that was purchased. When it comes to men's toiletries, black people make up 20% of all the men's toiletries that was purchased. Same thing when it comes to personal soap, bath, and needs. We make up about 19% of that, and the list continues to go on and on. Men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. So you gotta ask yourself, what's actually the solution? What's gonna change the trajectory of our people? For me, when it comes to the actual power of the black dollar, we got to use it more so as a tool and not just a means to an end. We have to change our relationship with money. We have to start budgeting better. Why? We got to start tracking our inflows and outflows because a lot of people are living beyond their means, right? I think we taught a lot to work hard for money, but we're never truly taught to allow our money to work hard for us. Why? We're not learning how to invest, right? Black people, we make up 1% of the stock market. We need to start investing and allowing our money to compound and make more money over time. That's one way to try to close the wealth gap, right? If you don't know how to do that, we always got the Maconomics Club. We also want to make sure our kids are able to inherit something as well, whether it's business, real estate, trust funds, whatever it is. We also need to make sure our kids are straight. Graduate college debt free. How? Start getting them custodial accounts starting early as well as 529 accounts. And lastly, we have to start supporting black-owned businesses, right? Keep the dollar circulating so that everybody in the community can eat and we all uplifted. Black wealth matters. You already see the merch. Join the movement. Appreciate you. It's your boy Ross Mack. Much love.
Quick disclaimer, it's your boy Ross Mack. I'm just trying to elevate and educate. Damn sure ain't trying to play ahead. So if you lose some money messing around with me, it ain't my fault.
So if you want to learn how to invest the right way and invest in the right companies, come join the Maconomics Club. If you go back and look at all the Maconomics videos, I've already been telling y'all what was the best companies to invest in. This time around, I'm going to show you firsthand. Come join the Maconomics Club. Link in bio. Let's get to the bag.